Hello everyone, my name is Ms. Disha Avdani and let's continue with our subject foreign trade. In today's lecture, we are going to see procedural aspects of export and import trade. Okay, in today's lecture, we are going to see the procedure in India that is followed for exporting and importing. Okay, so let's start with it. Okay, in India, the imports and export are regulated by the Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act 1992, which empowers the federal government to make provisions for development and regulation of foreign trade. The current provisions relating to the export and import in India are available under Foreign Trade Policy 9 2015 to 20. Okay, so all the policies, all the rules and regulations of foreign trade in India are governed under the Foreign Trade Act or the Foreign Trade Development and Regulations Act. Okay, this act is very necessary, this act is very important, because under this all the guidelines, all the rules and regulations are given, all the laws are given regarding the importing and exporting of goods. Okay, and another thing, these rules and regulations change with every year, every 5 years, with the every economic span that changes. These foreign trade policy changes, and today's currently foreign trade policy is under 2015 and 20, means in 2021 the foreign trade policy is going to change again. Okay, after every 5 years the foreign trade policy changes according to the need of the need of the world, according to the need of the market, according to the need of the economy, according to the need of the nation. Okay, so basically main rules and regulations regarding the foreign trade are made under the Foreign Trade Development and Regulations Act 1992, and every 5 years the policies are changed under the Foreign Trade Policy 2015 to 20. 2015 to 20 policy is currently applicable to us. When you go ahead in 21 to 25, 20 to 25, then 25 to 30, then 30 to 35, these years the policy will change according to the environment, according to the economic environment, according to the nature of the business. Okay, so let's continue with the import procedure. Okay, how do we do import? We'll study first that. Okay, typically, the procedure for import and export activities involve ensuring licensing and compliances before shipping of goods, arranging for transport and warehousing after the unloading of the goods, and getting customs cleared, as well as paying taxes before the release of goods. Below, we outline the steps involved in importing of goods. Okay, so basically, just basic in, or you can say just in rough, what are the steps for importing is: number one, having your own license for importing; number two, doing all the payments, doing all the taxes, paying all the custom duties, paying all the taxes that are required during importation; number three, making sure you have a warehouse, you have a go down where you will take your goods that have been imported. Okay, the goods cannot be kept at the port, or the goods cannot be kept at the place where they have been landed from other country. Okay, you have to take them to your place. Okay, first to take that to your place, you need to have a proper go down, or you need to have a proper warehouse. And another thing is, to take that you need to pay your taxes. Okay, so first step, let's see, is obtain ICE. Okay, IEC means what? Import Export Code. Okay, prior to importing from India, every business must first obtain an IEC or Import Export Code number from the every region joint DGFT. The IEC is a PAN-based registration for traders with lifetime validity, and is required for clearing customs, sending shipments, as well as for sending or receiving money in foreign currency. Okay, so first is obtaining IEC. Obtaining IEC means what? You need to get a number for your business transaction. You need to get a number for importing and exporting of goods. IEC is your you can say like a Aadhaar card number. IEC card number is also one of identity number that you are going to use it for lifetime, but it is business related number, and it is specifically used for importing and exporting. And if you are going to pay in foreign currency, or if you are going to get money in receive money in foreign currency, IEC number is most important. Okay, so first is to obtain IEC. IEC is required for exporting, IEC number is required for importing, IEC number is required for receiving or paying in foreign currency. Okay, The process to obtain IEC registration takes about 10 to 15 days. Okay, when you go on the website of the government of the Indian government, you can find the registration form for IEC. Now everything that has become online, you can register for that card or PAN number or IEC number online only. But if you want to do it manually, you can go to the regional joint of DGFT. Okay, you have to make sure that you first may take the IEC code, and then and only then you can proceed for importing or exporting of goods. Okay, so first and most important step is obtaining IEC number. Next is ensuring legal compliances under different trade laws. Okay, once IEC is allotted, business may import goods that are compliant with Section 11 of Customs Act 1962, Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act 1992, and Foreign Trade Policy 1520. Okay, so when you import some kind of goods, you have to first make sure they are not illegal in our country. Okay, number two, they comply with all the laws that are of our country. Okay, they do not prohibit any kind of law. They do not unfollow any kind of law regarding the trade. Okay, like Customs Act 1962, Foreign Trade Act 1992, Foreign Trade Policy, another regular things that are like GST and all these things, these should comply with them. Okay, however, certain items restricted, canalized or prohibited as declared and notified by government required additional permission and licenses from the DGFT and the federal government. Okay, in case you want to buy some goods that are canalized or prohibited or restricted, you need to get additional permissions from government and from the DGFT department. Okay, you need to get extra permissions, you need to get extra licensing. Example, in general, license of and other shops we can get easily, but license for alcoholic shops, you need to get special permissions for that. For import and export of alcoholic things, you need to get special permissions. Okay, the things that cannot be easily imported and exported or are banned or restricted but are required for our basis for your business, you can buy that, but only if the government or laws allow you to. And if and you have to register accordingly to another laws. Okay, you have to take additional permissions, you have to take additional licenses for doing that things. Okay, when you suppose you want to buy an alcoholic things, it is not just important that you have IEC code, you also need to have a licensing for selling and buying of alcohol. Okay, so like this, you need to ensure or you need to comply with all the legal requirements that are there for importing. Okay, next is proceed import licenses. To determine whether a license is needed to import a particular commercial product or service, an importer must first classify the item by identifying it Indian trading classification based on Harmonized System of Coding of or ITC classification. Okay, first, in India, if you see, the goods are classified. Okay, in Indian system, the goods are classified under Indian trading clarification. Okay, whenever you want to import some kind of goods, you have to first make sure in what category your goods comes. Okay, like if you are going to import, let's say, plastic raw material, that you can import easily, that is raw material, you can import that easily. But if you want to import some kind of drugs for medicine purposes, for your pharmaceutical industry, but then you have to specifically request for it, you have to get a special license for it. Okay, so first see under which classification of ITC-HS your product comes that you want to import. Okay, ITC-HS is India's chief method of classifying items for trade and import-export operations. The ITC-HS code issued by the DGFT is an 8-digit alphanumeric code presenting a certain class or category of goods which allows the importer to follow regulations concerned with those goods. Okay, so when you check the number, when you check the commodity with ITC-HS code, you get the code number for that product that you want to import or you want to export. That is 8 digit code, 8-number alphanumeric code, and that if you click over that number, alphanumeric number, you'll get all the details about what you want to do for importing, what are the steps required for importing, what additional licenses you require or you don't require, is only IEC enough or not. You get all that information in there. Okay, next is import license may be either a general license or specific license. Under the general license, goods can be imported from any country, whereas a special or individual license authorizes import from only specific countries. Okay, so here what another thing is given, there are two types of licensing. One is general, one is special. Okay, in general you can import from any country you want, you can import any from anywhere you want. Okay, but the general license is only for general things which are not really harmful for anyone. Okay, and when there is special license, like you can say license for drugs which are used in pharmaceutical industries, or you can say alcohol, there you need special licenses. And the special licenses tell you, you have, when you get the special license, you have to mention the country's name, or you have only specific limited options from where you can import, or from which country you can import the goods that you are needed. Okay, so this is about procedure of import license. Next is file bill of entry and other documents to complete custom clearing formalities. After knowing exactly how much you have to, how much licensing you have to take, how many forms you have to fill, what kind of rules and regulations you have to follow, now you have to file for bill of entry and other documents to complete the custom clearing formalities. Means now what happens, now you have you can get the product from any country. There is a general license for you, you get the general license and you do import. Okay, so now when you are doing import, you need to file for bill of entry. Okay, after obtaining import license, importers are required to furnish import declaration in prescribed bill of entry along with the permanent account number, PAN number, based business identification number, BIN number, as per section of 64 of the Customs Act 1962. Okay, so now when you are deciding you want to import some things, first you have to do is you have to fill the bill of entry. Okay, in that bill of entry you have to specify about the goods that you are going to import. Number second, you have to tell about is your PAN number and BIN number. BIN number means business identification number. Every business has their own identification number. You have to furnish, you have to give all the details about that. Okay, a bill of entry gives information on the exact nature, precise quantity and value of goods that have landed or entered inwards in the country. Okay, in bill of entry, what are you going to give? You're properly going to furnish all the information. You're going to say what have you brought in your country, how much quantity you have brought in country, from where the goods have come in your country. Okay, everything, every precise detail should be mentioned in the bill of entry. Okay, if the goods are cleared through the electronic data interchange or EDI system, no formal bill of entry is filed as it is generated in the computer system. However, the importer must file a cargo declaration after prescribing the particulars required for processing of entry or for custom clearance. Okay, bill of entry is kind of handwork. Okay, bill of entry is, you can say, manual work. Okay, if you are doing electronic work, then you have to fill just electronic data interchange, and if your goods are cleared through all the computerized process, then you don't have to fill the bill of entry. Okay, in that complete information is given. When the goods come India, when the exporter exports it, they already do computerized work. So that computerized work will directly come feeded in your country's import database, and you can easily clear that goods. Okay, you can easily clear the customs and you can take your goods back to your place. Okay, but you have to make sure while doing this you have filled all your information. You have filled all the information about what is imported, how much quantity is imported, and what value of goods that are. Okay, next is, if the bill of entry is filed without using EDI system, the importer is required to submit supporting documents that include certificate of origin, certificate of inspection, bill of exchange, commercial invoice, packing list, among others. Okay, if you are not using EDI, then you have to give other documents also with bill of entry. What other documents are required? Like Certificate of origin. Certificate of origin means what? The goods that you are importing from another country, it has been originated over there, has been manufactured over there. Okay, next is certificate of inspection. Certificate of inspection means what? Whatever goods you are bringing in are not illegal, are not do not have any kind of illegal activities related to it. Okay, next is bill of exchange. Bill of exchange means you have the transaction you have done with the company, with the bank or with the exporter. Okay, next is commercial invoice come packing list. Here packing list or commercial invoice means what all ingredients are in your package. Okay, packing list is usually a list in which excuse me, in which there is complete knowledge about what are things are inside the pack. Okay, next is etc. Okay, these are minimum things you need to require to submit with the bill of entry. Next is once the goods are shipped, the custom officials examine and assess the information furnished in the bill of entry and match it with the imported items. If there are no irregularities, officials issue a pass out order that allows the imported goods to be released from the customs. Okay, so here if your all paperwork is done properly, if there is no you can say no falsity in the paperwork, if there is no some kind of irregularity found by the officer, then he may clear your product, he may clear the customs, and you are ready. And if you have if you have paid the custom duties and taxes, you can take that material, or you can take that goods that you have imported back to your place. Okay, so this is last thing, taking back goods to your home or taking back goods to your warehouse. Okay, here the custom duties must be filled, taxes must be filled, all the data, all the documents that are required must be given properly. And if the inspector doesn't have any problem with the goods, if he thinks that whatever information you have filled is completely true and honest, and there is no any kind of misuse happening, or there is no any kind of falsity over there, then you are allowed to take back the goods that you have imported. Okay, this was all the import procedures. And last thing is determine import duty rate for clearance of good. Okay, after signal of inspector that you are ready to take the goods, that goods are ready to be dispatched to the person who has imported that, then you have to pay for all the rate of clearances. Okay, India levies basic custom duty on imported goods as specified in the first schedule of Customs Tariff Act 1975, along with the goods specified duties such as anti-dumping duty, safeguard duty, and social welfare surcharge. In addition to these, government levies an integrated goods and services tax IGST and new GST system. Under the new GST system, the IGST rates depend upon classification of imported goods as specified in schedule notified under section 5 of IGST Act 2017. Okay, so here is what you have all cleared your things, you have cleared all the inspection, and now it's time for you to take your goods back to your place. Then you have to see what kind of custom duties are to be paid, and you pay that. Okay, the custom duties are charged according to the Custom Tariff Act 1975, and not just duty you are going to pay, not just some percentage over the goods you are good value of goods you are going to pay, but this percentage varies from product to product. Okay, like if you take example cloth or cotton industry, you will have less percentage. If you have necessities, you will have less percentage. Okay, but if you are seeing for pharmaceutical drugs, okay, if you are looking for some kind of drugs that are used only specifically for creation of medicines, or for which are necessary, some chemicals which are necessary for the production of your products, there you have to pay extra percentage, there you have to pay a higher rate of tax, higher rate of custom tariff. Okay, so after all these duties and taxes, you also have to pay IGST. IGST is a type of GST. Okay, GST, there are two types of GST, IGST and SGST. IGST goes to the country, and SGST goes to the particular state. Okay, here you only pay IGST under the GST system, and whatever according to that charges are, you have to pay that accordingly. And after paying all these duties and customs and taxes, then and only then you are allowed to take your goods at your place. Okay, this was for today's lecture. In today's lecture, let's see export procedure. Thank you.